The next thing is, once a content is created, once it has been done through on these guidelines, how do you promote it, or what will be your thought process and implementation around promoting through the same? So when we are looking at the process of promoting, the important element to keep in mind is that your promotion strategy should be having incorporated all of the following elements. That once you are done with or you have created your content, you need to outline your promotion strategy, that these are the levels at which we are going to do the promotion, these are the channels or mediums through which we are going to go ahead and promote it, and that should be something which should be shared with your organization to make them understand through the same. What this helps through is that once you have made people aware that we are going to use social media, we are going to use video channels, we are going to use PR, websites, whatever is in line in that, when you would also say that going to do paid advertisements, we are going to use the medium of having the authority of our website, whatever are those elements, once you go ahead and implement them, it would help through or enable your organization to interact that yes, on a regular basis, this is the kind of content which is going to come out from the organization, and help them know that this is the strategy we'll need to keep in mind for the same. So that's an important and integral element of promoting, which will help you or the organization to interact in a easier manner and go ahead and do it in a very interesting way for promoting the same. Together with that, you also need to keep in mind that once you have made your organization aware about it, once they have got an idea, okay, that this is the marketing elements we are going to incorporate, the next important step is taking your content which has been created and making it live on your website, or in other words, merchandising the content on your website in line with your content, means in line with the strategy that you are working with. So herein is the important element where you are making sure that your content which has been created is helping you achieve the marketing goal of your business through the activity of merchandising it across. So what merchandising means here is a simple and better step explanation of the same, that online merchandising takes place once the shopper is at the product page. Content in the form of the images of it, the video, the written descriptions, it is very much important and essential for that product which is shown online. So when you have done through, or when you are starting with promotion of your content, the first place of it is your website, and the first element of it is having it in the form of as many variants, right from images to blogs to videos to written content to even reviews, is all going to be important. So that's the first level in your promotion plan, once it is being shared with your organization, of merchandising the same on your website in the form of all varieties of content. The next step past that would be using and leveraging all the other huge mediums which are there available with you for promoting your content. So let's check out each of this medium one after the other. First of all would be the big time winner for sharing of data and content in the form of social media. This would be going ahead and leveraging all the different mediums online in relation with social, right from social media sites like Facebook, Twitter, professional sites like LinkedIn, video sharing sites like YouTube, Vimeo, and apart from this, mobile first platforms like WhatsApp, Instagram, and even leveraging it on image related other platforms like Pinterest, etc. So, whichever would be the possible set of mediums where your content can reach through, you should be going ahead and leveraging it in that format. We'll be talking a lot in detail about this in even the further tutorials and even in few of the coming slides where we'll be talking about syndication. The next level of it in the promotion line would be through emails. As a part of business, email marketing, as known, is an integral and important element, and you should keep in mind how you are going ahead and leveraging or making sure to leverage across the same. So like we have seen in the previous step about having the content on our site, in this step of email, a snippet of the content or some elements of the content would be forming or becoming a part of your email, and that element will be going ahead and will be shown across to your end user, and your end user would be then intrigued to go ahead and check out your portal or website for getting details for the same. So this is an important mechanism which will help you leverage through, or which will help you ensure that your communication is coming in line from your site on your email list. An email list are indeed a powerful converter for your business entity, provided you have acquired those emails through legitimate methods from your end users or any prospect or customer who has come in contact with you. So that's the part about promoting through the second important line of email marketing. Basic strategy of it could be having some snapshots or some data or some content of your product or service in the email, and following it with a link about read more or know more, and getting the person come across onto your site. Past that, with this teaser based technology of email, the next thing is your blog. So your blog is going to be the front end engine of your data, not from the basic relation of digital marketing only, but also from an important element to get you all the benefits of digital, specifically in line with content marketing, about branding yourself, or about going ahead and doing through the activity of having your voice of your customers known through to you, or about the entity in relation with helping you in SEO or search engine optimization. So once the content is live in a format on the site, the same element could be created into a particular aspect and gone ahead and even promoted on your blog. What I mean by this is, let's take a simple example. If you are going ahead and selling, let's say, products related to cooling or related to education, like probably school bags or pencil boxes or maybe books of a particular standard, then you could be selling them off, and all the related content about it, merchandise content, would be there on your site. Your blog post could be going around and saying through to the end users about the important set of requirements for people who are going back to school. So if you are going back to school, or there is the end of the vacation time frame and people are interested in back to school shopping, you could be having a complete blog post about saying, here is the checklist for back to school requirements, or indeed stuff you would need when your school restarts. So here you are trying to leverage and use the power of your blog in relation with the content you have created. With this being seen, the next step then coming in line is about syndicating your content, which is technically defined as the process of pushing the data which you have on your blog or your site or even your video content on third-party sites, either in the form of a teaser like a snippet, thumbnail or a link, or even in the form of a complete article about the same. So this is very important because I gave a bit of a detail about this in relation with social media, but even more than that, it's important in the form that you can see it out here. There are various elements which are there as a part of the complete plethora of internet, where users are leveraging across various platforms for meeting their needs. So all of those elements could be helped through your business or could be forming an important syndication process in your business, with the help of which, while the content remains the same, it is published and pushed on various mediums. Like for example, if you have form of presentations, it could be pushed across onto mediums like SlideShare. If you have videos, it could be pushed across on YouTube and Vimeo. If you have images, it could be pushed across on Flickr and other portals related to images. So this process of syndicating indeed helps through in your promotion strategy. And with this being seen through, this is definitely a huge process in syndication, right from just sharing it on video sites or presentation sites or even blog post sites or portals like Tumblr or Dig and so on and so forth. This has a huge list which you can follow through with. So therein I am just trying to show across a small snippet of it and trying to focus that this kind of going ahead and leveraging and duplication of your content would be helpful in the long run for getting people from those different platforms. Because just think of this, a portal like LinkedIn has millions of users, a portal like SlideShare has good number of millions of users, a portal like Vimeo has its own set of users. So these portals individually, when they come across together, they help through your website traffic, your product being catching through the eyes of those many multiple people. So that's a important and integral step about syndicating your content. The next concept coming in line is about something known as influencer marketer or influencer marketing mechanism and leveraging the same. What we mean by this strategy of influencer marketing is that this strategy focuses on building relationships with key leaders within your industry and market with the goal of promoting your brand's message across their vast network. Now, to give you a very interesting example about this, let's say we are aware of a person who is very much famous as well as who has a lot of knowledge about a particular sector or business. For example, there could be the CEO of a bank who knows good or who has great insights about investment, and through a particular know-how chain of ours, we go ahead and build a relationship with them and invite them to write a blog post or maybe do a live online video interview or a live question and answer session with them. This kind of mechanism will help our brand by going ahead and connecting with experts. It will even help that particular personality by their knowledge being shared with people who are knowing another famous brand or company. And finally, from our content marketing strategy, our product will be put forth against that person, and it would be put forth not just against that individual or that personality, but against the complete network of that person. To relate it very simply with real life example, we have known that any famous sports personality, maybe a tennis star or maybe even a cricketer, a famous sports person or an actor, anyone who is been there or has attained fame, like maybe a Sachin Tendulkar in cricket or maybe a Shah Rukh Khan in the Bollywood movie industry, there are brands who are leveraging their marketing. There are brands who are trying to go ahead and put them as their brand ambassador, and it is their influence which is convincing people to use the products and services of that person which are promoted. So that same technique we are trying to leverage in our content marketing strategy by making the use of those influential people. Definitely in this scenario, it may not be required that the person is of that much high grade in terms of a very famous sports person or maybe a very famous actor or a personality, theater personality or a movie personality, but there could be people at the range of experts in banking, experts in nutrition, experts in different products, or maybe people who are business head of a company, or people who are even famous for their set of expertise they have in maybe training or other entity, or even a software or a particular application, or maybe people from mobile organizations or software development companies. It will all depend on what your product or service is, but you establishing a key connection with them and then going ahead and making their brand presence used for your product or service, and in line your product being going ahead in their network, and also they benefiting from getting known to a new set of people. So that's where leveraging of the influencer marketing comes in picture, a very important tool for knowing or having a higher reach of your product through communicating or getting in touch with people. The best way to do this would be to connect with them on LinkedIn, then going ahead and messaging them and asking if they would be interested in this kind of activity. That could indeed be a great solution which could be helpful to you. Past this, the next mechanism is about using of some paid advertisement mediums, specifically pay-per-click ads or ads through search engine marketing, as well as even pay-per-click ads on other mediums, like even doing it on social media, etc., but focusing mostly on search ads or PPC ads. Indeed, if you are not aware through about what PPC ads are, whenever you are doing search on any famous search engine like Google or even other search engines like Bing, you are seeing through generally multiple set of results. One results are there which have the ad icon onto it, other results are there without the ad icon. So these results with the ad icon are coming through PPC. I'll be sharing with you example of the same in some time. But against that, there are also other results which are coming through the technique of SEO. So herein our focus is that when we are talking about using PPC, we are trying to do paid promotions. We have kept aside a budget for promoting the product through ads, and with the help of that, we are having the person reach across our product or service. The major reason why people use paid search advertisement is that against the intent of the user, they have a higher ranking where their product is seen, and that finally leads into business being originating for them. To show you an example of the same, here I am on the Google search page, and maybe out here I am looking for buying insurance for my car and I search across for car insurance online. And as soon as I do through the search, you can see there are multiple results which are appearing on the page, with few of the results having this ad icon, these results at the top, and the other results out here which are not having the ad icon. So these results at the top which are having the ad icon, they are paid ads, and through them you can get good amount of relevant business. I believe you would have learned through the process of search engine marketing or pay-per-click in this course itself, or maybe going further you would be doing through the same, wherein you will be getting more insights about it. But herein the focus is that once I have created content and I want people to look through into it, I could be using this mechanism as well of promoting the same. For example, let's say if I am searching for healthy lifestyle tips, and when I search across for it, maybe there could be some data out here. Like here you can see I have searched across for healthy lifestyle tips, and there is one of these ads wherein they are giving me tips about how I can increase lifespan. So this is something where they are doing exactly the same. They have content about healthy living. They are going ahead and sparing some of their budget for doing paid promotions, and as it is appearing on the top, there is very high chances of more people knowing about their product or service when they are looking for content related to their products. So this is a great tool in the form of paid ads, which always has this ad icon with it, and it's something wherein you pay the search engine for seeing your ads, and if someone clicks onto it, you pay a specific amount, and from that you get more and more users for your business. Because it has been seen from surveys that there are near around 80% of people who click the top 5 links, and in that, the higher your link is, the better it is for getting people on your product or service page. So that's another important and last set of element in the promotion process of how once your content is creating, you will promote it with the method of PPC. In relation with tracking and measurement of our content, when we are going to do that across in a smart manner as discussed through, there is going to be some set of early stage, mid stage and a late stage of tracking which will coming in place. Like we have a simple calendar in which we would be sorting it basis daily, weekly or monthly set of targets, but according to the activities happening across, according to the plan moving across, according to the changes which may be required to be incorporated, there would be additional set of stages and there would be some additional set of matrix which may be required to be added through in relation with your activity that you are doing through. For example, when you are in your early stages of tracking, therein there would be an important element out there about the particular activity which is happening, but there could be some leverage in relation with the output coming through from that. The reason for that being, as you have just started with the activity, the exact output received from that may be taking across some longer time. To give you a straightforward example of it, let's say that you have started with an activity of 10 blog posts per week. Against that, you are definitely going to think through about the output in terms of your leads which would be generated or in terms of the sales which would be happening. So in this particular scenario, if against 10 blog posts you have set in an output that minimum 20 leads should be generated from the people who visit across my blog, and then they go ahead and share their name, email and phone number probably, and I get a business lead. So when this kind of activity is something which would be happening through. In that scenario, you may have set this output of leads, 20 leads at the very start, but in your early tracking mechanism, this may be required to be taken a bit of a backfall, or this may be required to be measured a bit leniently. But when your blog post activity becomes frequent and regular, and actually you have more and more people visiting through, or your brand being built through, then you would be focusing a lot more on lead generation, because it's many a times seen and majorly seen through that people do not complete a particular activity on the first go when they get connected with a website, or when they get connected with a particular company or organization. So your blog would be starting the awareness process, the brand building process, the trustworthiness process in the early stage. Therein the lead generation numbers would be or could be a bit lesser, but as it goes ahead in the midweek or the later week, those lead generation numbers would be something stringently which you would be measuring across. And this is one kind of mechanism in terms of early measurement and later measurement or late measurement. Apart from this, there would be also many other metrics which you may be incorporating at a later stage of your cycle. For example, you could be also thinking from your same set of activities you are doing, that how can one also incorporate the element of cross promotion of that same set of content, as well as secondly get across more than one goal being attained from that activity. What I mean by this is, in line with the same example of blog post, let's say if I am going ahead and having an initial target of 10 blog posts and 20 leads in the early stage, as this cycle goes ahead, I will also start to think through that from these 20 leads, what will be the number of sales I am expecting. Also, what will be the kind of brand awareness I am getting through. Also, what is the kind of customer value or long-term or lifetime customer value and returns which I am getting across. And against that, how more can I leverage that particular target of 10 blog posts to be converted or to be leveraged through on other platforms in the form of articles, in the form of probably press releases, and also get additional benefit from it. And against that, what would be the measurement cycle of it, and past this, what is the overall gain I am getting from my content marketing. So these all elements about sales, these all elements about thinking from the customer lifetime value or the long-term business value from your customer, these all elements may not be important and could be difficult to track at an early stage. But once your measurement moves ahead from the basic stage, generally in a quantum time frame of 1 to 3 months or maybe 1 to 6 months, these would be additional elements which you would be adding across, or secondly, maybe you have added across but have not focused on a mechanism to measure them, to attain them, to relevate them, as well as making them time bound. So on a frequent basis, once your cycle of tracking, your basic cycle of tracking is set through, you would be going with this late set cycle of particular matrix and even tracking the same. And there could be many additional elements in line with this also, like how many referrals you are getting from your old customers, what are the new opportunities which are coming across to you from your old customers, how many new set of leads you are generating each week, and against that what is the ratio of people whom you are meeting for the first time, like a first touch ratio, or what are the number of meetings, or what are the number of iterations it is taking you for converting a lead into a sale. Means from my 10 blog post, if I'm getting ideally 20 leads, then from that how many are the number of people who are actually buying the product, or from that 20 leads are there 2 sales happening or not. So these are the secondary matrix, the tertiary or the third level matrix, which would be coming and becoming a part and parcel. There could not be an exact list as to what all will be the elements, but here are some examples in the presentation talking about mechanics, right from number of meetings to talking about mechanics about the new opportunities, to the mechanics about probably the first time interaction with cross referral leads, or first time touch ratio or multi-touch ratio, wherein you are connecting with newer people, or you are connecting from your same platform with multiple people on the go. So that's the basic insights about tracking through for your mid and later stages of development. These are some advanced mechanisms going ahead from the basics, but it's important to incorporate them one after the other, so as you move forward with it, you go ahead and get through more and more benefit from the same. So that's the part about tracking out here.